Hello everyone. Time for a bit of an afternoon tinkering live feed session thing, dearly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send out some invites because that's what we do here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Brilliant. Right. And while I wait for some of you guys to turn up, I'm going to cut out a decal for my new truck. New to me truck. Someone's joined us, say hello so I can see who it is. Tony Gutierrez has joined us. Hello Tony. You're the first one in, Tony. Bloody oath. You must have been just waiting to push the button. It's good, it's awesome. Someone else has joined us, can't see who it is because Facebook. So while I wait, I'm quickly cutting out this window decal for the Cross RC SR4 that I purchased. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use the whole decal because that'll black out the window, and I don't like blackout windows. I'm just going to use the top piece of the decal. There's like a tint line across the top of the window. That's my plan. So I don't know who else has joined us because Facebook. Kevin, that's who it is. Kevin's joined us. Hello Kevin, how are you mate? Right. So now the concentration phase comes on. As I cut just across this bottom line, what I'm doing, this is the window sticker that normally goes on the SR4 cab. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cut this whole big black piece off the bottom, so I can just use this piece across the top, on the top of the windscreen. Adam's joined us. Hello Adam. How are you mate? Hope all is well. So that's what I'm doing right now, just real quick like. Try and make it as straight as possible, because if it's not, it'll stick out really a lot. Once I've done this, I'm going to look at the other decals I've got here, see what options we've got as far as possibly putting the actual Demon Head logo on the truck. Lovely. Don't need this bit. Right, I'm going to swipe the comments out and then swipe back because Facebook. There we go. Tony says iPhone. What are you saying iPhone for, Tony? Anthony's with us. Hello, Anthony. I didn't see you join, mate. Sorry about that. Blame Facebook. Kevin, hello. All good in yourself? Not bad, mate. Not bad. A little bit tired. Didn't get much sleep last night. But, I mean, that happens, doesn't it? Right, so what I'm going to do is get yourself some of these jack stands, people. They're bloody handy. I'm going to sit these jack stands under the front of the truck. I've got my decal that I've cut off the top of the rest of my windscreen decal. Okay. I'm going to grab my X-Acto blade to help me hold this, and I'm going to line it up and put it across the top of the windscreen, and it's going to look wicked. But before I do that, Bob's joined us. Hello Bob. Before I do that, you can see that there's this thin yellow line. I'm going to cut that off. I like to trim my decals as close as I can. Ben's with us. Hello Ben, how are you mate? Hope all is good. So I'm just going to try and trim off as much as I can of that yellow line, so that when we place our decal we can get it nice and snug. It's a bit tedious, but it is what it is. It makes it better in the long run. Trimmy trim, I'm probably taking about 0.0001 of a millimetre off this. I'll try not to take too long because I don't want to bore you guys. How boring watching someone cut a piece of paper. What did John do today? Cut a decal. Sweet. Share. Mike's joined us. Hello, Mike. How are you, Benny? Ben's good. So quickly going to trim this off, and then I'll give you a look at the truck that I bought. It was a bit of a steal, so I had to buy it. I mean, it's the SR4A, so far as I can tell, but I've ordered some parts. I mean, honestly, value for money. This truck is pretty bipping good. I don't know why you'd buy anything else. I mean, if you're budget minded for how much you wanted to spend, these trucks are $269 US, and that's cheap. That's cheap for this truck, I reckon. Use my brains. Let me just line this up before I put it on. I need to see exactly where it's supposed to sit, so I know where to start. Now I know you guys can't see what I'm smacking on about. I'll move the camera in a second and I'll show you what I'm doing. Right. So rotate that around. Now, hopefully I can do this without wrecking everything. I've got my charge cord plugged into my phone, so that's probably making it harder. So what I was just doing, I've got my decal here, and I just want to hold it up. This is before I stick it on. I want to hold it up and just see where it needs to go to be centered, where it needs to go in the corners, so that I can start one side and I know that I can peel it off and run it all the way through and get it correct. So I've got a pretty good idea there. Lovely. Now what I'll do is I will peel back a certain amount of this decal, right? See that? Then I'm going to fold back the back piece. So now I can hold it like yay. That way I can hold this piece like this, line it up in the corner. Nope. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and line up as best I can, and I'll just give it one little dab touch just to hold it there. I want to make sure I'm happy with it before I go and lay out the rest of it. So now that that's holding there, I can just push this piece of paper back down and see where the decal is going to sit all the way across. See what I mean? So, as far as I can tell, that's pretty Mickey Mouse. I just wish this decal was a little bit thicker. Right. Lovely. Wicked. I like that. What do you think of that? Heat gun. No, Tony. Don't need a heat gun, mate. On a decal this thin, if I used a heat gun, it'd just end up stretching the decal. So now I'm just running my nail over it, making sure I can squeeze as many air bubbles out as I can, getting it all pressed down nicely. You can use a rag or a microfiber cloth or something like that. Hold it like yay, wipe it on, give it a good push. Make sure you get all the corners, especially stuff like up in the top here. You want to make sure you press those edges down, because otherwise, in a week and in a bit of heat outside, they're all going to peel up, and then you get dirt in behind there, and then your decal's wrecked, and you don't want that. So what do you think of that? I like that. So essentially, we cut off the rest of the black decal, which would have just blacked out the window and made the truck look cheap. So that's what we were going for there. Just going to sit you back over near the shitter. Rotate that back around. Lovely. The lighting seems to be better today, which is good. I've got a feeling it was the bright shirt, so I'm going to have to rein in the brightness of my shirts, otherwise it wrecks the lighting on Facebook. Dumb. Okay, so what I want to look at next is this demon head here. I'm thinking about cutting either just the 4x4 part off and having the head and the demon, or cutting all of the text off and just having the top of the demon's head. And then possibly having that on the hood, bonnet, whatever you want to call it, from wherever you're from. One on the front, sort of, I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you sort of how my brain works with placing decals. So I want to do that, and then look at possibly doing one of the smaller ones either side of the truck. I'm just going to aim this down a bit so it's not aiming at the light so much. Lovely. Right, so don't be scared with your decal sheets to cut. Like, that technically is a decal. Don't be scared to cut that to pieces to make a different decal. Can be quite handy, quite fun even. So I'm just going to cut out, I'll cut out the entire decal itself, just roughly. Now, if you wanted to go Captain Clever and spend lots of time doing it, you could actually, with some of these window ones, I'll use this to demonstrate, you could actually cut a really thin line out of the inside of the whole decal and stick this on as a window sill if you don't want to paint them. Let's take a look at that motor quickly. I haven't put one in this one yet. I think I'm going to leave that one standard. I do have motor here. This is the 20 turn. This is one I'm going to install today, I reckon. Check that bad boy out, would you? I'm going to put that in my PG4. Because the PG4 currently runs a 27 turn brush motor, and well, it's not fast, but it's not slow either. So if I put the 20 turn in that, then I shouldn't really lose much speed, but I'll gain more torque and more smoothness. So that's sort of something you want to plan out. If you're going to go down the road of a motor like this, I put a 13 turn in. I put a 13 turn in this thing, which sounds ridiculously fast, but because of the sort of motor it is, it's not. It's about the equivalent of 40 turns, something like that. So I didn't really... I don't think I lost any wheel speed. If anything, I probably gained a little bit, which isn't a bad thing for this. This normally runs across 35 turn, and it's not hugely fast. Flat out, it's just faster than walking pace. So it's nice to gain a touch of wheel speed. I mean, generally I only use the higher end wheel speed to go from in between crawl spot to in between crawl spot. But I mean, I know there's a lot of people that swear by you've got to have crazy wheel speed. So it's nice to be able to gain a little bit as well as gaining torque and such and so on. Stephen's joined us. Hello, Steve. How's things, mate? All right, good, wicked. Every time Steve turns up, you've got to drop the English accent. You know what I mean? It's just what we do here. Right, so I'm going to cut the demon head off this. Well, where am I? Let me have a bit of a... We can go like that. That could probably work. I don't think I'll do it sideways. I don't want to do it like on the front because it's just too Captain Obvious. Oh, we just put a decal there. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Perhaps I could put that. Dave Foster join us. Hello, Dave. I'm just trying to... Hang on. Let me trim this off a bit more and I'll show you what I'm doing. Just to give you guys a bit better an idea of how my brain works when I'm doing some of this stuff. Trim that off. Trim that off. Trim around this demon head. It's a shame actually Cross don't give us this decal. It's just a decal by itself, the demon head, but it is what it is. This is why you can't be scared to get your scissors out and hack up your decals. Right, so now, I'm going to set that up there. I'm going to... So much shit on my desk. So much crap. Right, I'm going to swing this around again. Okay, so, what I'm looking at now, I'll drop these jack stands down. I can lower the front of the truck and you need a better idea of what I'm doing. I will rotate this a little bit, if it will cooperate. Right. Lovely. So, I've got my demon decal. I'm going to move you back a bit. You're a bit close. Give myself some extra charge cord. Wicked. Right, so, I've got my demon decal, and my brain's going, I can't put it like this, because that'll just look cheap. It looks silly, really. Massive demon 4x4. Like, we know it's a 4x4. We know it's a demon. We know it goes off-road. So, we're not going to smack that in the middle of our bonnet. It'll just look silly. My idea was sort of possibly on an angle like this, but if I do that, I'd be more tempted just to use the demon head itself instead of... I'm not going to use the whole thing. It's too big. It takes up too much space and looks too gaudy. It'd make the truck look cheap. I could possibly get away with using the demon text and the head, but then I've got to watch because it's going to go up over this body line here. You see when I push on the body line, it lifts up this decal, and that's going to make it want to do that the whole time. So if I cut the demon text off, I can sit this down. It'll stick here okay, but the only thing is, where do I make the head stop? So that's the tricky part. Where do I make the demon head stop? I mean, I don't think I want to do one. I don't know. So this is just how my brain works. You sort of cut out your decal, reasonably close to the shape of it, obviously, so you get a bit better idea of what you're doing. And then just move it around, place it. Like I say, I don't think I'd just place the head there. And if you started down here somewhere, it's just going to peel off. I mean, you see the curve on it. It'll just end up peeling the bottom of the decal off. So, I don't know. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut off the head. I'll try and give you an idea of what I'm doing so you can see. This gives you a bit better of an idea of what I see anyway. I want to cut along the black line of the demon lettering. And now I have to trust that I'm cutting it straight. Right, so that gets rid of our demon text. Now what we can do, say on the back window, we can cut off demon. Then we've got a window decal for the back window that says demon. Right, now I'm going to trim this little fella. There is actually a white line. You guys probably can't see it. A little bit. There's a white line next to the black. So, as quick as I can, and as accurate as I can while being quick, I'm going to see if I can trim around that. Something you do have to be careful of, when you're trimming around the edge of a decal, it's easy to lift up the bloody clear on it. That gives us that. Start from his ear up, work our way down. Little cuts. Well, you can see I'm using full-size scissors here. I've got nothing fancy. As long as you do little cuts and you do your little turns with your little cuts, you can generally get a pretty good edge on your decals. Now for the not so much fun bit. This is actually going to be pretty crappy. I need to follow that line in around here. Into there, rotate. I'll do the tiniest. I'll barely even move the scissors then, just enough to round out this little corner piece. Now, if this isn't great, it's because I'm rushing it. I mean, I can't sit here and take 20 minutes to cut one decal out because you guys will get bored. But this gives you an idea of some of the stuff I do. If a decal's a really nice decal, you take the time to make sure you cut it out properly. If the part of your decal you cut and comes to a really fine point, don't try and do that turn. You'll just wreck it. You just have to start the other side and meet it. Yoink. And then hopefully we can just pull that piece out. Do the same this side. We're down here ready to see if I can stick this on where I want to put it. Hopefully I'm not wasting my time. There's been plenty of times I've spent this amount of time cutting out a decal and then I won't use it anyway. But you're better off taking this time, trying to get it as right as you can. Yoink. Nothing. So does anyone else cut out decals like this? I can see the comments, so if you feel free to comment if you want. Come on. It does get a little bit tricky to see cutting this way exactly where you're going, but once you do it a few times you get the hang of it. Winning. Lovely. Yoink. Okay, so that's our demon head cut out from our original decal. So I don't think I'd put it facing that way because it's sort of got nothing. If it's going to have nothing, I'd sort of rather have nothing this way. I don't know. I don't think I'd put it sideways either, because then it just sort of ends off the side of the body and you've got a big chance of it peeling up. I could do it on the bonnet line, but then I have to go through and make sure I draw in all the bonnet lines so it's obvious where it finishes. Not sold on that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Jason Hoy's joined us. Hello, Jason. Hope things are well, mate. Hand painted that our demon head on my SG4C. Well, Dave, you better pop up some pictures. I've probably seen it. My memory's a little bit shite, if I'm honest. I say a little bit, I mean a lot. Okay, now, there is another option I've got here, I think. I can put that demon head, say, there. Yoink. There's White Cross RC logo that I could cut out. So there's one just there. I could possibly cut that out and put the cross at the bottom of it. Across that way. Let me just cut that out and see if it'll be too big or not. Actually, there's a smaller one. That's the one I wanted. So I'm quickly going to cut this out. Right, so we have, I'll get rid of the red one. Yoink. Gone. Whip. Dropped it. Driver's side on a slight tilt. Well, technically that is your driver's side. That's my passenger side. Do you like it it is there, Kevin? Or what, do you want to sort of like this, like, you let me know which way. At the moment, my brain's sort of leaning towards this way, with this decal at the bottom of it. So we're sort of mixing and matching different decals to create our own custom decal. Sorry if that camera's focusing in and out all the time. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Trim the excess off this. So I'm thinking I could do that. So I know it's really hard for you to see, the light doesn't help, but this piece of paper says Cross RC in white. Yeah, it's not going to change focus. Adam says it looks good. I was thinking more towards the window. I forgot you drive different sides, yeah. My thinking is, and this is why I'm more inclined to put a decal towards the front. When you're trying to take a photo of your truck, say I've got my camera sitting up a bit more straighter. If you're trying to take a photo of your truck and your decal's further up the bonnet, it's harder for you to see what it is. It just looks like a bit of red and whatever line. But if it's down on a curve, you got a bit more of an idea. Oh, okay, I can see that it's the demon head. Whereas up here, unless it's right on the side here, we can have no idea sort of what it is. So that's why my brain's going whack it there with the head just above the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the demon head on first. I'll sit that down. I will peel the backing off my decal. And then, this is probably the biggest tip you'll get when you're doing decals, I think. Hold it on your X-Acto blade. Because that way you can line everything up where you want it, then put your decal down. So I'm going to I'll probably annoy all of you right now, just sort of rotating this and trying to get some sort of angle that I like. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push the decal from the bottom, slowly work my way up. I want to ensure that where this decal meets this body line, I don't have massive air bubbles or anything trapped under it. Lovely. Pretty happy with that. Wicked. Christian Oliver, the smart ass, says up a bit, down a bit. Lols. That's where she's going, mate. She's on there. I don't mind that. I'm going to put my cross text on the bottom. I don't know if you've seen that bit, Christian, as you just joined us. But I'm about to put the cross text on the bottom. I do like the fact that because that decal is slightly see-through, translucent, opaque, whatever you want to say, when you put it on the darker truck, it does darken it down a bit, so it's not so bright and in your face. So we've essentially gone from, if I can pick up this decal today, we've essentially gone from this brightness to that, which I quite like, so it's not stupid in your face and Right, here we go. Now the comments are just going to be full of up, down, left, right, triple X, square, R1. We'll end up with cheat codes for Mortal Kombat or something in here. Right, so that there. Now I'm going to grab my tiny little cross text. And we're going to do the same trick. I'm going to peel my decal off. And put it on my X-Acto blade. Then I'm going to try and line this up perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. Lols. Man, that light's really not helping me either. Yes, I'm holding my breath. I don't think that's correct. Bear with me. Bear with me. I think. No, it needs to move over more. Welcome to my life. I had the right angle, just I wasn't over far enough. If we want to try and make it look like it's a factory decal, we have to get the spacing right too. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, don't move. Where? Lovely, lovely. Stay. Good. Good, good, good. Right, push that down and then I'll show you how it looks. Now, something else you can do once you've done stuck down your decals, you can take your X-Acto blade. I won't do it on this truck because it's not like a crazy expensive truck. It's a cheap one, yada yada. But you can go around and trim little bits of the decal off. Now, if you're going to do it, be careful. Don't go hacking at it because you'll pop holes in your body and all sorts of nonsense. But if you just gently go around with your knife, you can cut the excess clear decal off just to try and hide the fact that it's a big gory decal on there. What do you think? I don't mind that. It's a little custom, but it's not what I would call stupid. Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining, buddy. Do you like that? Do you see what I mean? Like, you imagine if we put that massive thing in the middle, it'd be like, oh god, what a wanky decal. But that is sort of, it's enough to say, I love my demon, but I don't want to go wanky with my decals. Right, what am I going to do next? I'm going to move on to you'll notice too, I've put the wheels on this off the SG4C because the SG4C now has the FR4C wheels on it because stuff and things. Actually, while I prepare what I'm doing next, rotate this way, slide you back this way near the shitter. Wicked. Right. Next, I'm going to put my checker plate on the truck that wasn't put on the truck. I don't know why. If someone gives you checker plate with your kit, you put it on your truck. And now I can't blame the dude I got it off. Your name eludes me at the moment. Sorry. Because he didn't build it. He bought it built. Now I have ordered bits. Okay. I've ordered CVDs instead of dog bones. They're only $25 US. Pfft, give me the CVDs. Ordered CVDs. I've ordered some mirrors and some door handles because they aren't on the body. So I've ordered those. I've ordered a metal transmission case and a metal transfer case, which is being cheap. They were so cheap. I'm like, yeah, put them in the box, Rob. Put them in the box. I'll take them. I know there's something else. I just can't remember. Oh, I've got a chassis stiffener kit coming too. I think that's it. Oh, and when the truck turned up, now you see both of these knuckles, right? They look fine, okay? That's because I'm really good with super glue. I glued this one back on. And the only reason I glued it back on is for my mock-up purposes. So if I want to quickly bolt the diff on, put the wheels on it, see how it's going to look, that sort of thing, I can do that. But But this knuckle's broken. I didn't realise it was broken. Didn't know it was broken when it was sold to me. And I'm like, ugh. But you can buy both knuckles, a full diff housing, for $9.99 US. $10. So I've got a new diff case coming with knuckles. It was like $10. That's stupid cheap. I'll take one, please. So that's coming. And for those wondering, I've used the Molotov chrome pen. Check that out. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Just gives it a little extra wank factor. Do you know what I mean? I could have painted it red, but then people would be like, oh, nice SCX10. And I'd be like, ugh. So I did it chrome because cross. So there's that. Anywho, let's irritate ourselves now. That's the top. That's the bottom. That's the bottom. Lovely. Right. Wicked. And let's irritate ourselves with this double-sided tape. That is irritating. Don't care who you are, it's irritating. Steve says she looks good. Good. That is good. Okay, there's a little point there. I hate double-sided tape because it's a bipping bip. I'm going to have to cut this out. Where if my scissors are? There. So, what's everyone else doing while I'm taking forever to do one thing? Apparently this piece didn't cut right through properly with the lasers. I'll cut through far enough. Thanks 3M. So I just got to cut this out so that when I peel the pieces apart I can actually use the double-sided tape part. Because as it stands, I can't. It's all staying with the brown paper. And that's not what we want. No siree. Wink. This is quick to cut out because you've got a line you can see. Casey's joined us. Hello, Casey. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you are well. Cut this out. I think that's pretty much it. So now, at least when I peel one of these backings off, I can stick it to the correct piece. Lovely. Chris, not much charging batteries. Wicked. That is that piece? Yes. These don't have to be perfect either. As long as you've got most of your tape on there, you can just trim the edges off. You didn't hear that from me though. They have to be perfect. Wah. Lovely. There was a little piece there that needs to be cut out. Right, so this is going to give us our checker plate. Words are hard today. Where's my knife? I've got to cut this little piece out that goes around that pole there. 3M really dropped the ball on this bit of trimming. They did. It's fine. We can work around it. Trim that. Trim that. Trim that. Pull that out of there. Lovely. Right. So that's that one. I'll do the other one and then we can put them on the truck. And then I can look at a couple other decals and then I can perhaps install the motor in the PG4. I'm gonna put the 20 turn in that one, I'm thinking. That's my thoughts. And I'm gonna have to order some more of those motors because I quite like them. So I was saying to Mr. Robert Gollin last night, it's nice when you can order something, it turns up, and you don't know what to expect, you don't know if it's going to be any good or not, and you're actually pleasantly surprised. And that's what I was yesterday with those racing motors. Steve, nothing mate, it's 4:57 AM here. Late night or early morning, Steve? Mike, getting ready to go crawl with some buddies tomorrow. Nice. You got some nice wheeling spots, Mike. Always enjoy looking at your pictures and your videos. It's good. depending on what time I finish this feed, I think I'm going to go for a wheel this afternoon and test out this motor. Christian, charge up your battery. Get your demon ready to go. Take your demon out, and I'll take my other demon out. We'll go demon it. What do you reckon? Who thinks Christian should go wheeling this afternoon? Everyone. Everyone does. Right, peel this off. Still some more there that needs trimming. 3M dropped the McBall on this piece. Terribly. Peel. Peel. Where? Come on. There we go. They've already peeled the blue off, and then he put it on the wrong side. That's supposed to be that way up. That's correct. That's got to be upwards. Yes. So why doesn't that... Oh, I see. Shoot. Shoot, I have to put this one on the truck first. Because the wrong side came up. Still blaming 3M for this, just so you know. I just have to cut out that little piece that they stuffed up. Lovely. Put this on the truck. And then I just have to put the checker plate on top of this tape on the truck. Normally the 3M stuff that Cross uses is pretty good. This one, however, it's been a little bit shot. So for those who don't understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, when you peel these tapes off, right, you've got brown one side, white the other. The white's supposed to come off, leaving the double-sided tape on the brown. Then you put this down on the piece, on this piece, to put the clear little strip of double-sided goo on. But it didn't work that way with this last one. The goo stuck to the white. Awesome. But that's fine. So now what I've got to do is peel this white piece off, and there'll be goo stuck on the truck, and then I'll stick the checker plate to the goo. If it'll just peel up. I hate double-sided tape. I mean, it's brilliant stuff, but geez, it can be annoying. Now, if I wasn't doing this on a live feed, it would have worked. Okay. Johnny's joined us. Hello, Johnny. How are you, mate? Hope all is well and all that. I'm going to stick this one down before I crack the McPoos with that. So this is how it's supposed to work. You peel the brown off. If this will peel up. Right, peel the brown off. And then stick this piece to your truck and then peel the blue protective layer off. That's how it's supposed to work. It's not supposed to work like that last one did. Lovely. Then we'll peel our blue layer off. God, that's old and old. What is it today? It's because it's live feed, that's why. Lovely. Now I still have to get the white stuff off the other side, but that's what we just stuck on there. Our nice checker plate piece. Some stage 2, I'm going to whip the fuel tank out. I don't even know how the bolt's in. I haven't looked at that stuff yet. It's not important. Getting the truck up and running, that's important. Here we go. Here we go. If anyone's got any questions as to why I'm making this look so difficult, it's really not my fault, I promise. Okay. Drop that piece down in there. Lovely. Sticky. So now we've got a checker plate either side. At some stage, I'll paint the spare wheel. I'll probably just paint that black because the wheel's putting on into black. So I'll paint that. I'm not going to put a beadlock in there. It doesn't make any sense. One, waste of money. You just put a beadlock in there for nothing. Two, it's extra weight up on the back, up higher. So we don't want that. Flex Monster. Right, what was next on the list? I forget. I don't quite like how that looks though. I will say that. Yoink, yoink, yoink. I'll sit all that shite aside. If I can sit this about yay, this will give you guys a bit of an idea of what we're going for. Bit of an idea, obviously. It's not perfect because that's not bolted to anything. But that's a bit of an idea. So we've got our decal over there. We've got our chrome on the back, our checker plate. I've got mirrors coming for it. I've got door handles coming for it. I can't remember. Possibly wiper blades. I can't remember. So I've got those coming for it. I do still think it needs a little something. Stay camera. Along the side here. Unfortunately, I only have one demon decal that... Oh, hang on, wait. I may have another one. If I can... Bear with me. Hunting through my stuff now. What's that one got? Oh, it hasn't got it. Damn poop and blasts. I've just found my decal sheet for my FR4C. I was sure there was another one. I was sure there was. I found that. That's the decal sheet for the FR4C. And I thought it had another one of those demon decals on it. But apparently it doesn't. Well, that sucks, bum. Okay. Other options. I could. Let me just cut out. Right, I'll do this way so you get a bit of an idea of what I'm doing. So what I'm thinking is we need something here, or possibly here. Now, given the decals that I've got, it's more likely going to be here. I'll line it up with the bottom of the door line and the back of the door line. It's just a matter of which one. Now, what I wanted to do, if I can find, right, what I wanted to do, and I would have if I had another one of these size decals, I would have cut the demon letters off and put the demon letters at the back of the door. Okay? Which would look good. Look really good. Sucks I can't do it. So what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to have to use these demon texts. Okay? I'm not going to use the head. I'm going to cut straight across the top here. Straight across here. Lovely. Straight across the next one. Two birds, one stone and all that. It's like watching Play School, isn't it? Right. So now I'm going to just cut that out. Yoink. The heads can stay there. We might put one of those in the back window or something. Now, I'm going to cut just underneath the D. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Cut just underneath the D. Yeah, I don't know if that'll work. I might have to go there. There's every chance to I'll cut this out and go, nah. These things happen. Right. So we've got a demon decals cut out. I will rotate this truck around, hopefully without dropping the front. Right, rotate that around. Got jack stands under the front, keeping everything Mickey Mouse for me. I've got stickers stuck to my arm everywhere. Because RC, right now, I will trim that one off there, nice and close. Lovely. Trim that edge off. Good. And then I'll cut that little square piece out. Testing my luck doing that piece. Because sometimes they just don't want to cut these tiny bits. Think I got it. Yes. Dedication to the decal. Right. Okay, so we've got our demon text. Swing that round a smidge more. Turn you this way a bit. Right. Is anyone bored? Let me know if you are. Okay, so I don't mind the idea of that being down there on the door. And then I could possibly use just the head over on the front of the panel here, underneath my little chrome bit. Yeah, that looks silly over there. Alright, that's what we're going to do. Talk myself into it. So I'm just using my Zaccato blade to peel up the decal. And then stick it straight to there like yay. Okay. It's alright, says Jenny. Just off my night shift. And down for service. Nice, mate. Nice. Alright. I'm doing the full-blown lean down on the desk. Make sure I can get this. Don't stick. Don't stick. Please don't stick. You're not where I want you. If you have to, if it makes it easier, stick your decal on an angle. On your blade. Something that makes this tricky is the cab leans downhill, especially now because I haven't got any front wheels on the truck. And push that on and down at the same time. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Have I got air under there? Maybe a little. Wicked. Yep. There we go. I knew it would drop. So, what do you think of that placement? Stay truck. What do you think of that placement? It's enough to go, oh, he likes his demon, but it's not so much that you go, God, mate, we know it's a demon. Stop smacking on about it. That's my mindset of putting a decal there. I will grab my rag in a moment and press it down properly. I just want to trim out this one. And trim out this one. The most boring live feed in the history of live feeds. Watching a man cut out decals. Unless some of you guys find this interesting, I don't know. Good. I think I've got it. Nice. Right, other side. And then I'll start pulling my PG4 apart, put a motor in it. I think that's what I'll do. Sorry, phone. Sorry, live feeds. Bumped you. Right, set that there. Swing it back around a bit. Turn you guys this way so you can laugh at me if I get it wrong. Right. Now the reason we line our decals up with the door lines is because it makes it easy when you do the opposite side decal. And because the opposite side decal isn't going to sit exactly the same because, well, the decal's the other way around, essentially. So this way, I know I can line up my letters with the back of the door and the bottom of the door, and then follow the door line, and we should be Mickey McMouse. And it doesn't take long to do it. Lovely. Wicked, I like that. Obviously, I'll do some pictures after the feed so you can see exactly how it looks properly. But I don't mind that. Tony, looks high. Looks high like I like it. Right. You mean the truck looks high, jacked up? Is that what you're talking about? Confucius say Tony is confusing. It's not perfect, that decal, but it's going to have to do... Oh, There we go. It's coming out. There's a bit of air stuck underneath there. I think that's where my knife was. It's coming out though. Sweet. We are sweet. Lovely. I don't mind that. Yoink, yoink. Yoink, yoink. One cheapy McCheapy demon. 220 bucks Australian delivered I paid for this truck, and I'm pretty damn happy with that. Even with the broken bit or two. I did open up one of the diffs last night and there was zero grease in it. So I'll be re-greasing everything as well before it's a runner, but I quite like that. That's good. I think that'll do for decal talk for today. Winning. Winning, winning, winning. That's going to look pretty good. Especially for the cheap version of the truck. That's essentially what this is. That's the cheap version. I'll look at those decals later, otherwise I'm going to distract myself. Right, I'm going to sit you guys back over near the shower. I'm going to rotate you this way up a bit. Lovely. I'm going to have a swig of my bloody drink. I'll give you the tip. And then I'm going to pull my truck apart and throw one of these racing motors in. What's everyone else doing? What's the time? How long have I been smashing on about decals? All a part of the fun, kids. All a part of the fun. Right, so for now, we can get this off the bench. I need more shelves, okay? Stop buying trucks. No, just get more shelves. Right. That out the way, That can sit on the floor for now. Don't grab it by the body because there's no body pins in it. Top tip. Don't pick up your truck by the body if you haven't got your body pins in the body. Right, move some of this shite aside so I can pull my truck to potatoes. Right, what one's this one? This is the 20 turn. Yes, this is going on this truck. Oh, Jesus. So for those that don't know, Cross RC PG4, one of my favourite trucks of all time. I love this thing. It's not going to perform like that Demon. It's not going to perform like a TRX4, and you know what? I don't care because it looks awesome. This thing's just got style for days. I love this truck. I really do. And now it's got big fancy ass axles and stuff underneath it. It is quite heavy. Right. Could pull my cab straight off, set it on the back. Now, this is probably going to be a bit of a faff. Because these trucks come with full light kits. And stuff like the Demon, the Mammoth, things like that, the light kits are a lot more simplified than what they were in the PG series. The PG series of light kits are a bit of a headache. Okay? I mean, it's easy enough to do, just there's a lot of wires. So, what I'm going to do is cry, question why I'm doing this, and so forth. Right, I'm going to crack this open. What I want to do is take, I think, my speaker box off, and then that'll let me see what I need to get to. Anthony's joined us. Hello, Anthony. Someone do me a favour. Tony, are you still here? Or Chris, let me know how long this feed's been going for. That'd be greatly appreciated. So yeah, I'm really pumped with that Demon. I like the colour it is too. Honestly, I couldn't have cared if it was pink for the money. But when it turned up, I was like, oh, I actually really quite like that colour. So that's good. It's actually a very similar colour to Hannah's Tamiya truck. Tamiya's Hannah truck. I don't know, is chat working slow today or what? Tony says, love that truck. So do I. It's cool. It's just cool. Sometimes it's nice to have a truck just because you think it's cool. It doesn't have to be the best performer. As long as you think it's cool, that's what matters. Right. This gives you a bit of an idea. Have a go at this. ESC, sound kit, light kit, receiver, and some sand apparently. Lol. But I can't remember how this gearbox comes out, so I'm just going to take this box off. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff crammed in that box, and this is why Cross made these trucks like this. At some stage, either with this truck or I'll buy another one, because, you know, why not? I want to try and convert it to a Demon forward motor mount with the transfer case and such, and then I want to build an interior for it, and I want to have a full interior for a PG4, because I think these are one of the best looking crawlers you can buy. That's just my opinion. For what it's worth. Right, take that off. One more, and our electrics box can come off. Someone spam some comments or something. I just want to see what sort of delay I'm getting on the comments and whether they're all working properly. Tip my sand in my bin. So this is the size of the electrics box you get with this truck. The top of the electrics box is actually the speaker box too. So shite everywhere. Okay, what I can do to be clever, I'm going to unplug my servo. Where's the receiver? Oh, hang on, the servo goes through. Servo goes through the light kit because it runs indicators. I probably should unplug that from there, because you don't indicate when you're driving over rocks, generally speaking, unless you accidentally hit the indicator stalk. Pull that out of there, unplug these motor wires. Right, unclip that wire, now I can move all this shite to the back and out of the way. Crazy amounts of wires. Being careful not to clip actual wires and create more soldering for myself. That's annoying. Okay, what one's that? We have servo wire. Okay, that's our front bumper light. I'll also unplug that. And then I can remove all this wiring, I believe. I'm going to tidy this up later just so you know. Someone must have said something. Comment, guys. I'll write a comment. Where's the thing? Hi guys. Just, I know Facebook updates itself all the time, and I think it updated last night. But generally, whenever Facebook does an update, they do something with live feeds and turn them to shit. That's what Facebook does. Right, so that's given me some breathing room. 1, 2. So we're going to do the bolts there from the side. 1, 2, 3 on the side. We should be able to drop the trans straight out of it. I hope. We're about to find out. Another nice truck. Cross makes some nice gear, man. Cross makes some nice gear. This is a bit more simple than the other trucks because I've been an older truck. You expect that. Oops, it's a bit more simple. But I sort of like that it is. Excuse me. I like that this one's a bit more simple. This is a single speed truck, doesn't need 2 speed. I mean, the PG4L, that sort of works. You've got a truck that big, you sort of want a 4 speed with it. A 4 speed. That'd be awesome. You're sort of 2 speed. Right, I'll do that. Wicked. Now, I'm going to flip this around here without breaking everything. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but unfortunately you're just going to have to miss out because it's too much for me to try and move. All I'm doing is undoing 3 bolts. So what time is it where everyone is? What are you working on if you're working on something? Is there anything you're looking forward to seeing in BCRC this year? It's always a good topic. Dropped it. Remember to give lots of shares so that we can get lots of views so that I can give away a truck this year. That's my goal. I want to give away a truck. Brand new truck, whether I build it or someone else builds it, or we give a kit away, or we give an RTR away. I want to give away a truck this year. It's my goal. And if you like cross trucks, hopefully it's one of those. That'd be epic. I'm trying. I'm trying whatever I can. Worst case, I'll get to the end of the year, and if I haven't been able to give a truck away, I'll give one of mine away. Because this year, I want to give away a truck. So, I want to have views. I want to have... do I want to undo that? Yeah. I want to have views. I want to have people watching what we do. I want people to take notice. If you're a company out there that thinks you've got a great truck, I dare you to send it to me. Let me look over it and scrutinise the crap out of it, and I'll give it away. If you build a good truck and you stand by it, the option's there to do something. I mean, most of these companies give trucks away anyway, don't they? So what's the harm in saying, tell you what, we'll send it to Jono, he can review it, and then he can give it away anyway. Two birds, one stone. Right. Now, can I split the chassis well enough to pull this? Yes, I can. Wicked. I just need to pop the drive shafts out. Dennis, it's 12:30 AM. Dennis, I didn't even know you were here. This is how bad Facebook is. It doesn't tell me. Some people it tells me, some it doesn't, which is stupid. It should tell me when everyone enters, because I like to say hello to everyone. I like to thank them for coming and spending time with us and watching and whatever else. Put that one on. Where's dirt? Lovely. Undo. So here's a good question for you. Also, feel free to invite anyone you think you'd like to watch these. Me talking about giving away a truck. If you could have me give away any realistic truck, all right? I wouldn't expect I'm going to be giving away a Capo or a VP or a Mammoth, okay? It's just not realistic. If you could have me give away any truck that was realistic, what would it be? Ben, it's 11:30 in Illinois. Right. One more wire tie, zip tie, and this motor's out. Sweet man justice. That truck feels really light now. Right. What I'm going to do first, because this is what I do all the time, is find my brush. There it is. What are you using for a trailer hitch on your PG4L? The one that comes with it. It comes with a trailer hitch. Once I clean this up, I'll show you. Yeah, there's actually one in the box, and it's like, oh, epic. So, I mean, I love it when trucks come with that sort of stuff, and this is part of the reason I love cross trucks so much, because the more crosses progressed with what they build, the more scale they make stuff. They're like, oh, we should include this, and they do. They keep adding stuff. Get all that sand and shite out of there. That is 2017, yeah. This is so therapeutic. You see it going from being dirty and dusty and horrible to that nice shiny black plastic again. Oh, so good. A bonus too, dusting this sort of stuff off before you open it up to work on the inside saves you getting all the dust in the inside. Now, if I remember correctly, I have to undo 2 bolts on the bottom that are 2.5s. Why have I got two 2s here? Where's my 2.5? There. Hello, brain. I need to have that on the back too. Where's that? So yes, I'm just using the standard one, Dennis, and it honestly, mate, does a really good job. Well, I mean, you've seen it tow this PG4 on the tandem trailer through a lot of stuff most people wouldn't drive a trailer through. And that's, I mean, it's not that they wouldn't drive it. A lot of it is their truck just wouldn't pull the trailer through it. And that's not taking the piss either. It's just pulling a crawler on a trailer is hard work on a truck. And it's also, it's hard because of physics. when your trailer hits something, it wants to stop instantly because it's not driving the wheels over. You have to pull it over. So pretty impressed with the trailer hitch, with the truck itself too. Right, more dust. Okie dokie. Now I probably could have. I probably could have just undone these 2 bolts and the drive shafts and pulled that whole transmission out and left this in the truck, but I haven't done it like that yet, so it's fine. It gives me a chance to clean it out. Now I have to remember how this comes apart. Undo that. More dust. Sand. The perks of driving on a beach all the time. I shouldn't complain. A lot of you guys have only got snow and horrible muddy snow to drive in. So, right, I'm going to pull the trans apart, pull the motor out. Then I'm going to solder on the new motor wires to the new motor. And then we're going to put it back in the truck, because the ESC that's in the truck already runs the same sort of motor plug. So I'm not going to worry about putting a Dean's plug on. God, how long is that bolt? Come out! I think it's trying to thread on the actual case. Right, that one. Lovely. Okie doke. So, pretty simple gear in here. I'm actually going to apply some more grease in here. How's that for a big ass gear, mate? Which goes to another planetary gearbox system down in here, right through here. I'm going to apply some more grease in here. I think when I built this, I didn't have the grease I've got now. And the question is, what did I do with my grease? Too much stuff. I kept moving my stuff. I don't know where my grease is. That's frustrating. My own worst nightmare. I don't know. I'll do the motor thing, and once the motor's installed on here, I'll probably call it a day for the live feed, because I've got to find my grease. And I'm not spending the whole live feed walking around looking for grease. I'll give you the tip. So today was just I'm going to be working on my truck anyway. We'll do a live feed because people like to watch. Lovely. Lovely. Right, now I'm going to sit my motor next to the new motor so I can suss out the spacing and distance. Okay. Okie dokie. I'll see where that's going to go. Yep. Lovely. Right. Undo this, put this on the new motor. Set the gap so it's about the same as it was on the other motor. It's actually going to be a smidge higher, like about 0.05 of a millimetre. And then that's going to go on here. Lovely. And that's going to go on here. That way. And then this bolt's going to go in here. And then I have to try and line everything up so it's perfect. Lovely. If you ever have ideas too, guys, for stuff to say on live feeds, shoot me a message. Let me know. Because sometimes it gets hard to think up stuff to do. Or you just don't think of stuff that someone might go, oh, I've been wanting to know this for ages. Can you tell me how to do it? Yeah, I can do that. So if there's anything that you'd like to see, or you know you've got a mate that needs help with something or whatever, I'm just trying to help people, so you'd let me know. I'm pretty sure that was about middle, so that's where we're going to start with this. swear it is the other way. Son of a poo. Son of a pews. Learn as you go. Now I'm going to be looking forward to driving this truck again. This is the worst thing. You change these. You change these things and then you get all excited again about driving your truck. And then you go, well, which one am I going to drive first? I don't know. Probably the FR4C first, I think. Excuse me. You're all a bit quiet today. Normally you're all taking the mickey. And then, I guess, it is a totally different time of day I'm doing this feed than I normally do, so sorry about that. Right. Now I've got to set my gap, which is going to be weird in this, because it's not your typical setup. Get in there. Set that down. Lovely. That's going to be right down. That needs to be that way. There's a few intricate decals in this that you gotta nut out before you do stuff. Like that piece there has to sit the right way, otherwise it won't go together. And then once it's sitting together, that's when you sort of work your motor across. I'm going to work it back a smidge. So not the easiest setup to set your bloody your gear distance. Who have we got left watching? 2 of yous. 2 people. Might as well shut up shop. Go have some lunch. We'll do some lunch. Right. I think that's what I might do. I might go and have some lunch. We might call it a day because I think most of the Americans are going to bed because it's getting pretty late there now. Why won't you squeeze in there? Perhaps I have to do that end first. It's been so long since I've had this thing apart, it's crazy. And this is the fun part of the hobby. Pull stuff apart and go, is that how that goes? Right. And I'll slight gap. I'll do that up there and see how it sounds once it's under power. So I'm not going to know that until later. Alright, that's going to do for now. Dennis says he's still here. I'm going to go and get some lunch anyway because there's only like 2 or 3 of you guys watching. Not to take away from you guys, but I'll start experimenting with some different times for doing feeds so that it can either be like an Australian/English sort of feed. So I mean, if I did one in like 4 or 5 hours from now, a lot of the guys from the UK and Europe and such are going to be up. If I do the ones around 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning for me, then we get more people that are up in the States and that sort of thing. So, of course, I say that 2 people just join us. You guys are frustrating. So what we're going to do is we're going to can it for this afternoon. I'm going to go and find what I did with my grease. So I re-grease this transmission, and then put everything back together. What I'll do, after I've had my lunch and I put all this together, I'll do a video and such of where it is, maybe even a little soldering video. I know there's people that want to learn how to solder a bit better. Look, all you fellas are joining now. I'm about to turn it off. Why do you do this? How do you know? So yes, I'm going to have some lunch, and then I'm going to grease my trans, redo that, and then I'm going to solder my wires on and essentially finish putting the motor in. We've spent well enough stuff around on decals today than anything. So if you want some tips on putting decals on your truck, go back and watch from the start. Give it a share. Someone might enjoy it. I know this one's not like a wicked live feed, not compared to some of them and some of the ones we've got planned. So, but do continue to give them shares. We've got lots of views because this year I am going to give away a truck. I don't know when yet, but don't know what truck yet either. But I'm going to give one away. And I said earlier in this feed that if I can't work together with a company and give away one of their trucks, by the end of the year I'll give away one of mine. Not going to be that one. I want to give away a truck this year. Hopefully someone can work with me. If they can't, I'll give away one of mine. So, shares, likes, whatever. Let's get people watching these live feeds and get it all going goods. Like they do when we do unboxings, because they hit like 8,000 views overnight. Which is crazy. Alright, everyone take care. We'll talk to you soon. Expect some pictures of all this in the truck properly done after lunch, so in a couple of hours. Alright, take care. We'll see you on the next one. Beep.